Okay, Beasley's winter project continues. I started out about a month ago saying that I was going to learn how to play golf by initiating the golf swing with my lower body. It took me about a month of practicing almost every day, just hitting a few balls, 10, 20, 30 balls, and making sure that my swing started with my lower body. Okay, I don't have to worry about that anymore. That has been accomplished. Now my project has switched to preparing for Pebble Beach. The end of the month of January 2015, I'm headed to Pebble Beach to play, Spyglass, Pebble, all the big ones out there. And so I'm very excited to get this bucket list out of the way. And here's the last thing that I want to add, or something I want to add to, now that I've got the lower body initiating the swing. I've discovered that I'm actually moving, by doing that, I'm actually moving my swing bottom forward. One of my favorite pros and writers, book writers, is Bobby Clampett. Bobby has a book called The Impact Zone that I highly recommend. He says that a pro's divot, the deepest part of its divot on a pro, might be 3.5 to 4.5 inches in front of the ball. And I said, wow. Now mine is in front of the ball. When I hit the ball, I'm a single-digit handicapper, so when I hit the ball, my divot starts in front of the ball. But I never thought 4 inches, 3.5 inches for the deepest part of it, to be a really good ball striker. So, really the way this came about is I bought some wedges. I've got a little artificial green over here, and I was trying to get used to my wedges before Pebble Beach. And because I didn't want to damage my green, I was kind of making a picking swing as opposed to my normal, downward impact zone in front of the ball, divot in front of the ball swing, because I didn't want to gouge my green, and the ball was going crazy. So I took the balls off, hit the balls on the grass, and realized that, wow, the further I get this thing, in front of me, I bought the Vulcu wedges and with the M grind, and the M grind is for a guy that takes divots, that hits down on the ball. So it kind of forced me to really do it the right way. So I brought that into my Beasley's Winter project, and now here's the big news. Bobby Clampett talks about throwing your hands at the target line 3 or 4 inches in front of the ball to get that forward leaning shaft, that downward blow, and to get your divot in front of the ball. We're all built differently. I'm probably taller than Bobby, my arms are longer. And so I realized that I can actually throw my hands about 1 foot in front of the ball, as long as I maintain my angles, and that's the big key. Now, if you move forward in front of the ball and try to swing in front of the ball, you're going to hit some horrible shots. But if you maintain this tilt, maintain these setup angles, you can throw your hands as far forward as you please. In fact, when I hit my best shots is when I'm trying to do it ridiculously forward, trying to throw my hands ridiculously in front of the ball, thinking I'm doing something crazy, when actually for the first time in my life, I'm striking the ball the correct way. So here's the way it looks. Remember, I'm trying to maintain, my two swing thoughts are to maintain my angles and to throw my hands, get my swing bottom as far forward as I can without coming out of these angles. Here we go. Now you notice how far forward my body is now. I'm not trying to fall back behind the ball. I'm not trying to cast and stay behind the ball. I'm just from here, I'm just firing lower body, hands way in front of the ball while keeping my angles right here. And the further forward I try to get my hands, the better shot I hit, as long as I maintain my angles. I mean, it's amazing, the speed, the sound. And I don't have to swing hard. These are just pure contact, beautiful shots, dead into my target. Pretty incredible. And the hardest thing is to trust getting way up there with your hands. Just throw your hands out in front, way in front. See, that was the best one. And I tell you, I cannot tell you how far ahead of the ball I threw my hands. swing far forward, head behind the ball. That was the best one, and it was a softer swing. I feel like I'm gouging my hands trying to get them up there. Just swing it, just a normal swing, conscious of your hands, conscious of maintaining your angles and getting your hands far forward. Yeah, those are the best ones. Let's look at it from the other angle. I mentioned Bobby Clampett. He's given lessons, for years and taught people. And he said that people would ask him questions about golf and he'd always have, a different answer. Well, now, many years later, he says that the same answer could have been to all of those questions. Whatever question you ask in golf, the answer is, get your swing farther forward. Get a forward-leaning shaft, hands farther forward in front of the ball, impact zone, the divot farther in front of the ball. That's the answer. I don't care what it is. I'm shanking the ball. Well, get your swing bottom far forward. I'm hitting the ball. I'm hitting fades. Yeah, get your swing forward. I'm hooking the ball. Yeah, get your swing forward. That was the answer to everything. So let's take a look at it from this angle and just know that I'm trying to maintain my angles with a swing, not a gouging hit just to get your hands out there. With a swing while maintaining my angles, get it far forward. Lost my balance a little bit, but that was one heck of a shot. Lost my balance, but that was one heck of a shot. Beautiful. And see, by getting my swing, if I was talking to Bobby, I said, Bobby, how do I initiate the downswing with my lower body? What would his answer be? Get your swing farther forward. And so, as I swing, if I go forward, my lower body's gonna go first to get my hands in front of the ball. Then boom is the way it looks. If I was to say, Bobby, how do I keep from hitting over the top? Well, if you're getting your swing further forward and throwing your hands, for me, like a foot in front of the ball, how can I hit over the top? It's impossible. To hit over the top, you got to lead with the club head. To hit correctly, you throwing your butt, your hands in the butt in front of the ball and staying behind it. And from here, gravity, inertia, all those things snap the club down into the ball. You don't necessarily hit down. You allow it to lever down by getting your hands so far in front of the ball. Hands in front of the ball. Here we go. Maintain my angles is the key. And here's the other key. I can try to get my hands as far forward, ridiculous forward, crazy forward, as long as I maintain my angles. You can't go too far. You can only get to perfect. Perfect is as far forward as you can go. That's perfect. What's perfect? Try to get your hands as far in front of your ball, in front of you. That's perfect. Got me? Crazy. Now I can mess it up if I move my body. If I come over the topping like this, I can mess it up. But if I maintain my angles, if I stay on the swing path and come around, I can get my hands as far forward as I can. And with a light grip, that club's going to snap down and it's going to close perfectly every time. Your off pattern is going to be reduced. It's not going to be like this. You're going to be like this with the pin, because this is the perfect swing. Okay, here we go. Now, it doesn't get any better than that. Doesn't get any faster than that. Doesn't get any straighter than that. And that's because I'm trying to get my hands ridiculously forward while maintaining my angles on a swing. Bobby, how do I post on my left side? Well, what would Bobby Clampett tell you? He'd tell you, get your swing forward. Get your swing bottom forward. And you'll post on your left side. Because I can stay on my right side if I cast and swing up. I can stay on my right side. But if I'm trying to get my swing bottom forward of the ball's current location, I've got to get on my left side. I've got to initiate with my lower body. And I've got to post on. I'm already on my left side. I got to post on my left side to get here. So the answer to every question in golf is get your swing center forward. Farther forward, but maintain your angles. Now that's about as perfection gets. It's about as perfect as perfection can possibly get. Here we go, one more. Swinging now. Woo. That's got some fire on it. And the work is done. Hello Pebble, here we go.